Mary Jeannie May Simon OQ is a Canadian former broadcaster, civil servant and diplomat who is the Governor-General Designate of Canada. Simon was born in Contrecoeur, Quebec and briefly worked as a producer and announcer for CBC North in the 1970s. She later entered the public service, serving on the board for the Northern Quebec Inuit Association and played a key role in the Charlottetown Accord negotiations. Simon served as Canada's first ambassador for circumpolar affairs from 1994 to 2004, and was a lead negotiator for the creation of the Arctic Council. She then served as the Canadian ambassador to Denmark from 1999 to 2002. On July 6, 2021, the federal government announced that Simon was selected to succeed Julie Payette as the 30th Governor-General of Canada. Simon was born in Contrecoeur, Nunavut on August 21, 1947, to Bob Marden May, an English fur trader with the Hudson's Bay Company, and Nancy May, who was Inuk. She attended Coujjuac Federal Day School in Coujjuac, Fort Carson High School in Colorado, and completed her high school via correspondence in Coujjuac. In the 1970s, Simon worked briefly as a broadcaster with the CBC Northern Service. Simon is the second oldest of 8 children, and has 3 children of her own. Her brother Johnny May is a locally renowned bush pilot. She is married to journalist and author Whit Fraser, a former head of the Canadian Polar Commission. Simon speaks English and Inuktitut and has committed to learn French during her tenure as Governor-General. Simon briefly worked as a producer and announcer for the CBC Northern Service in the 1970s. She began her career as a public servant by being elected secretary of the board of directors of the Northern Quebec Inuit Association. In 1978, she was elected as vice president of the Makavuk Corporation, later on becoming president, a position she held until 1985. During this period she also became involved with Inuit Tapiriit Kanatami, Canada's national Inuit organization. Simon was one of the senior Inuit negotiators during the repatriation of the Canadian Constitution. During First Ministers' conferences that took place from 1982 to 1992, as well as during the 1992 Charlottetown Accord discussions. She served as a member of the Nunavut Implementation Commission in 1993, as well as co-director and secretary to the Royal Commission on Aboriginal Peoples. She took on a variety of roles for the Inuit Circumpolar Conference. First as an Executive Council member from 1980 to 1983, as President from 1986 to 1992, and then as Special Envoy from 1992 to 1994. During this period she assisted in obtaining approval from the Russian government to allow the Inuit of the Chukotka Peninsula to participate in ICC. In 1986, as president of the ICC, Simon led a delegation of Canadian, Alaskan, and Greenland Inuit to Moscow and then to Chukotka to meet with Russian officials as well as the Inuit of the Far East of Russia. In 1987 the ICC was successful in efforts that resulted in the Russian government allowing Russian Inuit to attend the 1989 ICC General Assembly held in Alaska. In 1994, Simon was appointed by Prime Minister Jean Chrétien to be the first Canadian ambassador for circumpolar affairs, a position she held until early 2004. Acting on instructions from the Government of Canada, she took the lead role in negotiating the creation of an 8-country council known today as the Arctic Council. The Ottawa Declaration of 1996 formally established the Arctic Council, which includes the active participation of the indigenous peoples of the circumpolar world. During her chairmanship of the Arctic Council, and later as the Canadian government senior Arctic official, she worked closely with the indigenous permanent participants of the Arctic Council and the 7 other Arctic countries it comprises. During this time period she also, from November 2004 to February 2005, she assisted with the facilitation and write-up of reports on the sectoral follow-up sessions announced by Prime Minister Paul Martin following the April 19, 2004 Canada Aboriginal Peoples Roundtable on strengthening the relationship on health, lifelong learning, housing, economic opportunities, negotiations, and accountability for results. From 2004 to 2005, Simon was special advisor to the Labrador Inuit Association on the Labrador Inuit Land Claims Agreement, and was appointed president of Inuit Tapiriit Kanatami on July 7, 2006. In 2010, Simon was on the shortlist for Governor-General of Canada. David Johnston was ultimately appointed. The federal government began a search for a permanent replacement for Governor-General Julie Payette following her resignation in early 2021. Simon was reported as a leading contender for the post early on, given her Indigenous heritage and then political consciousness on Indigenous reconciliation. On July 6, 2021, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced that Queen Elizabeth II had approved Simon's appointment as the 30th